In this video, I'd like to say a few words about settings in Kumu. Settings are a way to create a expansive or sort of global definition of the way that you want some things in your map to be displayed, and it has to be coded using the advanced feature in the perspective. The structure is at settings, um, left brace, right brace, and the definition of what you want set in the context of those braces. But it's used to set the default styles for all of the all of the text in your map, or to set the background settings or background color, or to go ahead and set a theme for your map. But the real interesting options associated with settings is a way to go ahead and define the way, or sort of the extent of your map that initially gets displayed. Now, one option is whether it's displayed as whether the quality is fast or slow, and um, fast is this form here where it doesn't provide all of the detailed resolution of the map. If you end up with a very large map that begins to not perform very well, you can go ahead and tell it that you want a quality of fast as opposed to slow, and it will go ahead and simplify the decorations that are assigned to your map. And you can do this. You can change this on the fly when you're in a map simply by pressing the Q key, so that you can go from one form back to the other, just pressing the Q key. But as I said, the part that I think is really fascinating is the ability to define the extent of your map that should actually be initially displayed when it opens, so that you can tell it that there is a focus where the map is supposed to focus, and the pound sign jack is an element in the map, and it says out to from that. Now that out is the same thing that you define with the focus option down here, so that it's either selected, direct, indirect, or extended. So if you, as an example, let me go ahead and take this map, and I have defined another perspective for this map called basic. And when I do this, notice that the only thing that's now displayed are the basic, those elements that have the type of basic. And you can see that if you look at the perspective. So that this is the same as the other perspective, except this additional piece down here that says at settings, focus, basic, out 0. So it says it only wants those elements which the type is basic, and it doesn't want multiple steps removed from those elements. Now the connectors that show up are there because they are the connectors between the elements which are shown. And once you do this kind of a focus on initial presentation, a user then has the option to walk through this map the same way that I talked about in the navigation video, so that a user can go ahead and continue to expand the map at will, depending upon how they want to look at it. But what it gives you really is a way to say, I only want a smaller segment of this map to initially be displayed to someone, and you might have 2 or 3 different sections of the map that are relevant, so that if somebody's interested in this, they click on this link and it opens the map in this view, or another one opens the map in another view, so that it's a way to create a perspective and not overwhelm people with a map if it's got a real large number of elements in it. And as a test that I was doing just for kicks, to find out if I could get away with it, was to actually code, where is settings. I coded this to actually go to the that element, the B element in the loops map, and have it displayed in a light box, so that when I click on this, what it's doing is it's opening another map that's within this particular project, and it's displaying that map in a light box, and I can then go ahead and walk through the pieces of this light box based upon what I read and what I select, and then when I close it, then I'm back to the same place. So that it gives you a way to show a user various portions of the existing map or even other maps and not lose the context that you're in at the moment. And as I've continued to say with most of the formatting configuration control options within Kumu, the best way to really get a handle on them is to spend some time and just play with them and try to, I mean, I putzed around with this for a few minutes to figure out if I could actually do this. And the first test is it just displays the basic elements in a light box all by itself, as opposed to displaying the whole map. So doing settings in Kumu, one more of the multitude of dimensions of this environment. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.